Shout out to 105.3 The Fan.
So the way they're doing this is they're taking the weighted average value, which is Pro Football Reference's attempt to assign a single number that represents how valuable that player was to a team each year, and then just take that cumulative scoring. Dallas had been pretty good. They were 9th in the Garrett era, or they were 8th in the NFL in the Garrett era in weighted average value among NFL teams with their first-round picks. So since that time, they've taken CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, Tyler Smith, Mozzie Smith, Tyler Guyton, Tyler Booker. There's a couple difficulties there with Mozzie, and so far Guyton. We'll see where that goes. But I was interested to see Micah Parsons, even though he played one fewer season already than Lamb and was out for a significant portion of other seasons, his weighted average value is still 3 points higher for his career than CeeDee Lamb's.
Wow.
So that shows you what kind of a game record he was. But
no doubt. But before we go into this, let's pull back the veil of truth with all of this. And let me ask y'all this. What was the last draft class that we did an excellent job at? Can y'all give me the year, if possible? Can y'all provide me the year? Because we're going to go back to, let's say, 2021, right? That was the Parsons draft class. And don't shank me with the butter knife, man. Shoot, don't shank me with the butter knife. I'm not trying to beat these boys up. All right, so in 2021, of course, we drafted Parsons, right? He was a value added to this particular team, a game changer, but one can argue that our eyes were set on Pat Surtain and then someone else, and then something happened, whereas the Giants, they had an absolute chance. They traded back, and that's why I'm not team trade back guy. You just go ahead and get whatever you can. Remember, in this draft in 2021, the damn Giants, they traded off from Parsons, off from Smitty, off from another guy, and they went all the way back and got Kadarius Toney, right? And it just fell into our favor that Parsons was right there with that 12th pick. And, of course, we got Parsons. He changed a lot of good things for us. And then we went back with the second pick and got Kelvin Joseph. We went and got Osa Odighizuwa. We got Chauncey. Shout out to him. He's in Giants land now. Nashawn Wright. He's in Chicago land now. Jabril Cox, I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's Uber Eatings or if he's working at Walmart and them. Y'all let me know where Jabril Cox at. Joshua Ball, we went and got him. Simi Fihoko. We got Quentin Bohanna, Israel Mukamu, and Matt Farniak, right? So those were our guys from that particular draft class. One can argue that this particular draft class was kind of like a hit and miss, right? We got some guys that we can relate to as far as the value chart added, and that's why this offseason we got to make sure that we hit. We got to make sure we hit. Shout out to you. You got us. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for becoming a sponsor on the show. Thank you, Jay Fuller. Thank you so much for becoming a sponsor. You got us states peace law. The like button turned into a soccer. You appreciate you. Thank y'all. Kick it around. Hit that like button for your boy. Appreciate you. So when we look back at this, okay, that was the spot, the shining light. We have Parsons and then we have Osa, right, out of this draft class. JV boy said Jabril Cox is security guard at Dollar Tree. Man, leave my guy Cox alone. Shout out to him though, and all of the LSU guys, man, that came from that program, by the way. All right, so with that being said, we went into 2022. We got Tyler Smith, Sam Williams, Jalen Tolbert, Jake the Snake Ferguson, Matt, well, let's go. The famous trade from Amari Cooper to, well, let's go. Deron Bland, Damone Clark and them, John Ridgeway, Devin Harper. Those are the guys that we managed to get on this team. One can argue out of that list, of course, Tyler Smith being all-pro and all of those good things was a good pickup for us. And then Deron Bland, he got the feet problem. Hopefully, my thing is with Deron, $92 million worth. The Cowboys looked at him and said, okay, now we got a technician with Christian Parker, with Ryan Smith. Hopefully these guys can help elevate his game back to those good standings, because these last two seasons been dog boo-boo, right? So it is for what it is. So 2 out of this draft. So what we're looking at is a common trend. And I'm trying to go as fast as I can because I'm pressed for time. You know, it's birthday. We got to go get some. I got to get me a tomahawk steak, baby. So, all right. So I'm trying to rush this through, speeding it through, Speedy Gonzalez law, right? I would say what we're looking at is an average of about 2 starters that can really make real impact in as it relates to guys that you draft, right? So that's why most of us said, F them picks, man. We don't need them picks, man. Yeah. We don't want them picks, man. We just want guys that can make impact now because that window, it closed really quickly, right? And then in 2023, we had Mozzie Smith. I don't know if the Jets going to keep him, right? If not, he would probably be in one of them rides. Uber Eats, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I'm just saying, man, shout out to Mozzie Smith. Mama Smith, hey, shout out to Mama Mozzie. I'm not trying to shoot anything at you, but I'm just saying. He was a former first-round draft pick. He went to the Jets. We hope all is well. All right, this is another thing. Luke Schoonmaker. DeMarvion Overshawn. We went back to a Fihoko, and we got a Fihoko. How do you say that man's name? And we got Awesome Richards. We got Eric Scott, you know, and we got Deuce Vaughn and Jalen Brooks, right? So out of that particular draft, we only see impossible, and I'm not trying to beat up Schoonmaker, but if I'm the Cowboys, the first thing that I would do, as soon as the league open up, I would get on the phone and say, hey, Mike McCarthy, man, how you been doing? Yeah. We got a Schoon and a maker for you. You know, I would try to trade off Schoonmaker to get something back in return because, in my opinion, you just spent $52 to $54 million to Jake Ferguson, who's been a shell of himself last season. All I can say is, even though he in Pro Bowl, shout out to you, I'm trying to get more and more reps and more opportunities to Brevin Spann forward. I'm trying to keep him, and I'm looking at it like I got to overload in that particular department. So I'm trying to get something back in return for a Schoonmaker, and hopefully Mike McCarthy sees something out of him where we can do a trade situation. That's the point I'm trying to make for this whole particular situation as it relates to this drafting. So out of the 2023, if Overshawn don't make it, then we're sitting in a bus for Jalen, a bus for Tiny Deuce Vaughn, a bus for Eric Scott, a bus for Awesome Richard, a bus for Fihoko and them, a bus for Schoonmaker, and a bus for Mozzie Smith. Right? So that's why I say, man, F them draft picks, man. Give me somebody that can help me win right now. And that's what we should be looking for, right? So my only hope would be DeMarvion Overshawn can overshow us some good stuff out there on the field. And even though we only had a Costco sample size for Overshawn, I need to see more and more. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm looking at it, right? And then let's get rid of this right quick. And we stroll all the way up to 2024. Appreciate your common sense, Lab. Thank you. We stroll up to 2024. Justin Rogers, he's gone. Is Nate Thomas still here? But I know Ryan Flanor can give me something. We still got a big old question mark with Kalen Carsons. Mears live foul. He went a whole season without us being able to properly evaluate him because of coaching ties, right? And I'm going to only speak from the outside looking in. We wasted valuable reps from him by putting a Sanborn out there and a Wilson and to a degree Kenneth Murray. If they are equally, play the youth. And that's why the whole last season, we should have had at least Mears live foul out there, right? And we didn't do that. So now we got to wait a whole nother year to even understand who Mears live foul is. And I think we got us a damn good player out of him, right? But we don't know because the coaching staff, and that's why coaching matters. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Absolutely, coaching matters. And I'm going to put a question mark by Mears. We know that Cooper Beebe is class personified. All right, we're not going to speak on those things with Marshawn Kneeland. There's still big question mark reservation for Tyler Guyton. We need to see him. I'm hearing people are talking about kicking him to the right side, right? And just going into this draft and maybe drafting a left tackle or go into free agency and bring in a left tackle. I'm hearing all of that stuff, and we'll see what we can do.